Oval, the home of country football, on a glorious Monday afternoon. Field umpire Dale Caldwell holds the ball aloft, and to get us underway on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM with the first term, here's Joel Peterson.
2 sixes, Strawn and Pilcher will do the ruck work. We're underway on Big Footy. Monday afternoon football on the Queen's Birthday long weekend. It's the Storm out of the middle through Geary. A high ball inside forward, 50, Bartholomew. How's that for a start for Strathfieldsaye? Tommy B's got it, 40 out, slight angle. He'll kick for the first of the game. 15 seconds played, Normie.
Yes, 15 gone, Joel, and that's going to be a big job, tough job today for Michael Tonkin if that continues.
That kind of ball movement, very, very hard to stop. Here's Bartholomew. He's been a little bit quiet so far this season for the Storm. He'd love to get off to a good start here. Comes in, puts it on the right boot from 40 metres out. Never in doubt. Great start for the Storm. 40 seconds gone and they're on the board. One straight Strathfieldsaye yet to score South Bendigo. Thanks to Aussie Disposals on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
And that's the benefit of a forward playing in front there, Joel. Quick kick out of the centre square. Picked up on the half-forward line and kicked in deep. Bartholomew in front, and Tonkin's going to have his work cut out for the rest of the day if we get quick movement into the forward line like that.
Well, he's doubled his goals tally for season 2016. He had one heading into today, make that two for Tom Bartholomew. Kieran Strawn to do battle in the ruck contest, but out-muscled too strongly there by Pilcher for the Storm. Callan Geary gets a quick kick round his body out of the centre to half-forward Callan Smith. Look away, hand pass, then off towards Moorhead. His hand pass went astray. Callan Geary, though, got it back. Kicks a high ball inside 50. Going after it there is Johns. He overran the footy. Harvey there as well for the Strathfieldsaye Storm. Off to Shannon Geary, then to Hall. In front of our commentary position, Nick Smith off to Jake Hall in game 100. A hospital kick, hangs an eternity in the air, comes down to ground level. Shannon Geary gets the loose ball. He tries to open up the space and the angle, shoots at goal from 40 and misses to the right-hand side, just to behind. The Storm are 1-1-7. South Bendigo yet to score. 2 gone in the opening term. Thanks to Aussie Disposals on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Michael Tonkin's got the kick-in duties for the Bloods. Goes wide and finds a good target there in Isaiah Miller at half-back poolside. Good start for the Storm though, Normie. Tommy Bartholomew, he's up and about. Only kicked 1 goal for the season thus far, and he's already kicked one and nearly took a good mark there. Bloods try and work it outside defensive 50. Not a fantastic kick. Might come back in here through the Storm. Jones has got it. He's taken to ground. Nothing coming out of there. Damien Nolan crosses the arms and we'll have a ball up. Front edge of the centre square for Strathfieldsaye into attack. 3 minutes gone first term. The Storm by 7 points on Big Footy. Pilcher and Strawn again will renew their acquaintances in the ruck. Strawn won it down well to Shaw. Got it out wide to Howe. Right foot kick up towards half forward for the Bloods. Well read by Bartels. He slipped over at the critical moment though. Allows Payne to swoop on the footy. Storm will switch it here. A dangerous ball is marked well there by Matt Harvey. He handballs off to Curnow in the long sleeves. Good kick down the line. Grandstand side finds Callan Geary.
The 2-time Neville Strosh medalist in the Bendigo Pioneers goes to half-forward. Callan Geary's kick had too much height on it for Bartholomew. Ball comes to the back of the pack. Tonkin's tackled well, and he's in fact caught high, according to field umpire Damien Nolan.
It's Alex Highwood's the +1 in defence for the Bloods at the moment.
So Highwood took the free kick, and he goes back a few metres. He receives the footy now. He got it there off right. Highwood across the ground, and they'll work it patiently through Nalder up towards half-back, through in the vicinity. The Bloods through a chain of hand passes, lurk across half-back, but they might turn the footy up here. Callan Smith evades a couple. He puts it towards the teeth of goal. A contest evolves. Tonkin did well in defence, so too right. He'll turn onto his left boot, but Callan Geary's going to chop this off only as far though as Isaiah Miller, who caught him in a good tackle, initially at least, before he got him high over the shoulder. And so Callan Geary receives the free kick 45 metres out from goal on a 45-degree angle, but he'll have to kick from on the pain of 50 just about, Norm.
Yes, he will, but certainly capable of putting this through from where he is.
So Callan Geary, he's backing himself to put it through to the city end. It's a good approach. Has it got the journey? Just touched right on the goal line, and so a few metres shy. It's the Storm 1-2-8. South Bendigo yet to open their account on the scoreboard. Almost 5 minutes gone in the opening quarter, thanks to Bendigo Bank on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Bloods with the footy through Rogerson. He's got it at the moment. Connaughton looks like he started forward for South Bendigo. Bartell's almost playing exclusively out of the forward 50. Bloods haven't had it forward of centre. Rogerson back to Tonkin at the point of the goal square. Deep in defence for the Bloods. Wants to go out wide and finds Howe. Still inside defensive 50 on the pool side of the ground. Scoreboard pocket. Howe chips it short to Miller. Miller wants to go on with it now. Gets on the right boot. Low driving ball out wide. Finds Shield. He's got it outer side. Centre wing. Wants to pump it up to half forward. A long high ball to no one in particular. It's all the Storm back there. Taking the footy might have been Martin. Got it out wide. Kick in front of Geary. Got Sheehan for company. Geary does well. Paddles it to his own advantage. Sheehan forces the 50-50. Kills the contest. Sees it over the boundary line. It'll be thrown back in. Grandstand side centre wing. Storm doing all the attacking early. 1-2-8 leading South Bendigo yet to score. 6 gone in the first term on Big Footy.
And a couple of matchups there, Joel. Tonkin on Bartholomew. Brad Wright's got Jake Hall.
Ball's thrown back in, centre wing, grandstand side. Putting his head over the football, Smythe for South Bendigo, who follows up with a good second effort, but too many players around this contest. Consequently, the ball is going nowhere.
South have really pushed up hard their forwards at the moment, Norm.
They have.
If they get a clearance here, they've got no one to kick to from about 40 metres out from goal. Last player in the chain's a Storm player.
That's right, and there's 3 of them.
The 2 Sixers renewed acquaintances in the ruck. Pilcher tapped it down, though Strawn was up early, but nevertheless they were able to get the clearance, the Bloods, through Isaiah Miller, who got it up towards half forward. Then it was turned over back through the Storm, and then it came back to the Bloods, who poked the kick wide out to centre wing. Jaden Sheehan takes the mark. He squares it up centrally, but the kick missed the intended target across half forward, and the Storm are going to get it back. Bryce Curnow concedes a bit of territory. He goes off to a teammate who sweeps the kick out wide, and they've got numbers. Callan Geary with a bit of space to work with on centre wing, swimming pool side. He sends it deep towards his brother Shannon, but he had numbers against him, including the big man in Kieran Strawn, but they battle away hard to the Storm. Leading the way, Jake Hall. He almost locks the ball inside 50. Then Kieran Strawn gets it back for the Bloods. It's sloppy at the moment. Callan Geary, an erratic hand pass, got it off to a teammate, and he bounces around a couple and he flies at goal there, but he's missed to the right hand side, and just behind has Moorhead. It's the Storm 1-3-9. South Bendigo yet to score. 7 played in the opening term, thanks to the Shed guys on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So Tonkin again doing the kicking duties for the Bloods. Can't get their hands on the footy at the moment, Norm.
No, but and when they do, Joel, they're being put under pressure as they kick out of defence.
Tonkin comes long and high to the broadcast side. Pilcher stands in front of Strawn. Strawn did well. Ground level, took the footy, tackled by the opposition ruckman, taken to ground and a ball up. 52 out from the Storm goal in the Rifle Brigade pocket. Just tosses the footy back to Dale Caldwell as Kieran Strawn sets himself to go up in the ruck against Pilcher. Comes in with a big fly from the side. Chazari through the pack. Can't take it for the Bloods. He's dived upon by Smith. In fact, Wilson it is who locks the footy up, and will have yet another ball up. So Curnow back in the hole at the moment for Strathfieldsaye, who set their zone up about 30 metres out from the play. Strawn goes up, had one bite at it, then a second. Smythe might have been taken high, nothing for that. And again, Dale Caldwell crosses the arms and says, give it to me. 8.5 gone first term. Storm 1-3, South yet to score. See if he can get a clearance here, Jacko.
It's been tight early on, that's for sure. Little room for either side to move. Jacob Smythe through that congestion was able to help get a hand pass out, and they'll clear here the South Bendigo side up towards centre wing, but they've got numbers back. Have the Strathfieldsaye Storm. Curnow's hand pass though went astray, straight to Jake Miller for the Bloods, who sends it inside 50, who follows up does Jake Miller, but again the Storm have worked numbers back into defence, and they'll do well here. Hand pass comes out wide now towards Jake Moorhead, but it goes out of bounds, and so we'll need it thrown back in.
All well and good to press up the ground, Norm, but you've got to have someone to kick to if you've got the hands on the footy.
That's right, so you've got to have somebody quick to get back behind the defence, or you've got to have somebody back there, as you say, to give the ball to, and South have got neither of them at this stage.
Ball's thrown back in, it was knocked down by Pilcher. Harvey attacked it, but ditto, it goes out of bounds once more, so we'll need it thrown back in. It's the Storm 1-3-9, South Bendigo zip. Almost 10 gone in the opening term.
Those two factors don't really make for a successful plan, Norm. I'm thinking if you've got neither of them, makes it hard to score.
You're right there, Joel, and that's been the trouble so far.
Yep, ball chucked back in, going nowhere. Another ball up, still at half forward for South Bendigo, who've got a couple of options down there. Big Jimmy Petramonico's on the ground, and he's standing in the goal square now. Miller's gone forward. Also Torpy in there at the moment. Pilcher won it decisively. Bartels through the pack, tried to get a kick away, had it smothered, went back and got it. Handball out the back to Shazari, fell over as he was tackled, then went to ground. Didn't get rid of the footy, and Damien Nolan says, "You're gone, sunshine." So a free kick will come to the Storm at half-back. Might be Simmons there, who played a couple of games for South Bendigo in his time, the Mildura product. Sends it to half-back, finds a teammate there in Johns. Johns wants to go wide, good kick. Jones up high, had it knocked away from him though. All Bloods at the fall, the footy through Shaw. Driving ball to half-forward, good kick, and he finds Frew. Frew 65 out from goal. Sends it to the forward pocket, good kick, and it's backed by Miller. So Jake Miller's got the footy. 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He'll kick for the Bloods first.
And better ball movement by South Bendigo there, Joel. They were able to hit their targets, lead up targets, and makes it a lot easier when you can do that.
Surely does. So Jake Miller will kick for what I think's his first goal on the season so far for South Bendigo. He'll come in from 40 metres out, put it on the right boot, set sail for home. It's a pretty good-looking ball. It's a very good-looking ball. The first of the game for the Bloods. They go to 1 straight 6. Strathfieldsaye are 1-3-9. 11 minutes gone in the first term. That's thanks to the Shed guys on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
And the thing that Danny Childs would be happy with at present would be the determination of the defence. They've held up very well. They've been under pressure for probably 70% of this quarter, but at present they've only allowed Strath through for 1 goal.
So they've been competitive, have South Bendigo, which is what we expected from them this afternoon.
They have stuck young Sheehan on a wing here too, Jackson. So the young man in his first game getting involved on the wing, and a good battle between Schumacher and Rogerson in the ground. In the middle, 2 young guns.
And speaking of Schumacher, he gets a little hand pass out there from the ruck contest. Couldn't quite spot up a teammate, however. Ball goes into dispute. Braden Sheen at the bottom of the pack there for South Bendigo. Battles hard, but can't do anything.
And I would like to clear up, Jackson, that Angus Schumacher, no relation to Ralph or Michael.
He's been around for a few years.
We used to call his brother Hamish, playing in the Golden Square Seconds, and that was the usual line, so I just thought I'd have to clear it up that his brother's not related to any of them either.
Johns got the hand pass out for the Storm, but straight to Connaughton for South Bendigo. High ball. Hangs a long time in the air. It's roved by Hindle. His kick went forward a few metres, wide, but straight towards Bryce Curnow. Also there is Frew for South Bendigo. He's tackled, and a whistle's been blown. Free kick to go to South Bendigo, and it will be taken inside 50 there by Jake Miller. So he's got it about 35 metres out from goal. A tight angle, however.
He's a firefighter, Jake Miller, Jackson. He's going to have to put himself out in a second. He's running hot.
I don't think he'll be electing to do that, Joel.
Giving me nothing there, Jackson. Thank you.
I think he'll be wanting to keep firing, to be honest. Jake Miller, can he do so here with a goal? Another one for the Bloods within as many minutes. Not quite.
He's got the extinguisher out.
It's gone to the left-hand side and just to behind. The Bloods 1-1-7. The Storm 1-3-9, thanks to Aussie Disposals on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
He's kicked their entire score so far as Miller. Storm come long down the outer side. That was Isaiah Miller out the back who flew. Murrell took it at ground level. Little chain of hand passes ends up with Geary. Pops it over the top for Hogan. How's this for transition football from Strathfieldsaye? One out is Bartholomew. Gets in the pocket and he gets himself a free kick. He was held onto there by Tonkin. And Bartholomew will take the footy about 40 out on a 45-degree angle, and he'll kick for his second of the game.
Yes, and good transition by the Strath Storm side there. They were able to hit players up on the move in the clear, and once the forward gets in front, he's got a good chance of getting the football on. It happened there.
He's only kicked 1 goal in the season coming into this game, Tommy Bartholomew, but he's started really well this afternoon. Good signs for him. Let's see whether he can finish this one off as well. Bartholomew comes in from 40 out and kicks it beautifully. He's got the boots on this afternoon as Tommy B. He kicks their second. He's got both for the Storm. Miller with the only one for the Bloods at the other end. Strathfieldsaye 2-3-15. South Bendigo a 1-1-7. 14.5 gone first term. Thanks to Aussie Disposals on Big Footy. Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yes, you'd think that Darryl would be very happy with the way they got the ball out there and ran it. They had a nest of Strath players on the far side of the ground. They got the ball in the clear, and once you get somebody breaking in the clear, if you can hit him on the chest, it makes it so much easier.
Play to resume in the centre of the ground. Kieran Strawn and Michael Pilcher. The two number 6s renew acquaintances once more. He's been leaping early, has Strawn, and he continues that trend there, this time with success. He tapped it down, but Shannon Geary got the rove for the Storm. Inside 50, the two number 17s do battle. Wilson and Highwood of respective sides, but Highwood of South Bendigo prevails, and he loops a long penetrating handpass up towards centre wing. Terrific tackle there, though, by Michael Pilcher.
Running into a brick wall for Josh Shaw.
He had nowhere to go, as you say, Joel, did Shaw.
But it was an excellent tackle by the bigger player. He could have quite easily got him over the shoulder.
Nicely done by Pilcher too in the ruck.
Oh, now he's
follow that up.
having a little bit of a wrestle too out the back, Michael, with Kieran Strawn. He's not averse to a wrestle, Michael Pilcher. He doesn't mind them occasionally.
A whistle's been blown while that's happened. In the background, it'll go to Connaughton, who was caught high, so he'll take the free kick, centre wing on the swimming pool side.
Aaron Connaughton, the Blood skipper's got the footy. 16 gone first term. Storm by 8 points. Wants to chip short. That's a horrible ball. Smith nearly cut it off. Getting in there was Murrell. Hands and knees for him. Tried to shovel it out the back. Shaw wrapped him up. Rogerson went through. Couldn't take it effectively. Oh, look at that. Nice work there from Whelan through the pack. Tried to shovel the handball out. Now back to Shaw. He's under pressure. They fight hard. Smythe goes in for the Bloods. Comes out to Jazari. Jazari's handball to Miller. Fumbled but picked up. Miller's kick to half forward was absolutely shocking, and they might be out here, the Storm. Sheehan, a clever little dink around the corner for Geary. He marks centre wing broadcast side. Gets it on the right boot into the pocket. Not a great kick for Bartholomew, nowhere near him. And it trickles out of bounds. It'll be thrown back into play. About 49 metres out from the Strathfieldsaye goal. Rifle Brigade pocket. 16.5 gone first term. Storm 2-3. The Bloods 1-1 on Big Footy. Monday afternoon football, Queen's birthday long weekend. Hopefully you've enjoyed the long weekend. Not a bad way to cap it off today, Jackson.
Well, that's one of the more interesting ruck contests I've seen in a while. Both Strawn and Pilcher went to ground as they went up for the ruck contest, but Pilcher was given the free kick because Strawn pushed him out illegally. They both hit the deck, though, in the process of that unfolding. Pilcher inside 50, but it's been chopped off beautifully by Connaughton, who got in front of Simmons to take the intercepting grab. He gave it off to Isaiah Miller, long out towards centre wing on the swimming pool side. But the Strathfieldsaye Storm get it back. Nick Smith through the centre of the ground, kicks it out wide, and they're a chance here to reload through Jamison Sheen of the Storm. His kick goes to half forward, no good. And chopping it off is Kieran Strawn, who's been solid in the early parts of this contest. And he goes to centre wing for Jaden Sheen of South Bendigo.
Just regained a little bit of momentum here at the Bloods, haven't they, Norm?
They have. They've wrestled it back. I mean, Storm are changing all the time, but South are up to it, and they've been cutting them off.
Yeah, free kick will come here to Aaron Connaughton. He and Geordie Wilson were having a little bit of a wrestle, and to be perfectly honest, I think Azza just baited Geordie into one. Just gave him a little bit of a jumper punch, and he gives away the free kick. So Connaughton will take it from half-back for South Bendigo.
It's always the retaliator that gets caught, Joel.
No, he's in there to just be a little agitator, Geordie Wilson. So I'm not thinking they'd be too displeased with that. Here's Cesari. He goes around the corner to Connaughton. Back to Cesari. Right foot kick to half forward. 2-on-1. Numbers with the Storm. Ground level footy for Jones. Got it out by hand to Trollope. He comes around the corner. The little kick from Stringer was nearly cut off. Hands and knees stuff there. The Bloods have got numbers around the contest. Frew fires through. He couldn't take it. Strawn came out. Handballed it straight into the shin of Jake Miller. Not much he could do about that. Jones fires in on top of the football. He's locked up and a ball up. 55 out from the South goal. Good opportunity for them here to maybe put another score on the board. They trail by 8 points at the 19-minute mark of the first term on Big Footy with Joel Peterson, Norm Jenkin and this man, Jackson Saunders.
Ball thrown up. It's knocked down. Putting his head over the football there for the Bloods was Liam Bartels. He can't get the ball out, however. And so we'll have another ball up. Most players around this stoppage on the ground at the moment. It's been pretty tight. throughout this opening term of footy. Strawn knocked it down, straight to Bartels, hand pass towards Cesare. He's tackled as he's worked out of bounds.
Interesting to see now, Norm. Storm have gone really tall in their forward line with Pilcher, Hall and Bartholomew both playing inside forward 50.
Yes, just made a note of that. And you've got Brad Wright on Hall, you've got Nolder on Pilcher and Tonkin on Bartholomew. So three of South Bendigo's better players to try and negate that.
And Jake Smythe running with Shannon Geary at the moment as well.
Ball was thrown back in, but it went straight into a stoppage. So field umpire Damien Nolan throws the ball aloft. We've been playing 20 minutes in this opening term. It's the Storm by 8 points.
Oh, no.
Across their half-forward line, South Bendigo try to lock it in their front half of the ground, but Shannon Geary prevails, and he got it out towards Riley Hogan, who kicks inside 50, and that was placed perfectly, you'd have to say, about a metre shy of the boundary line, and it went out of bounds in the Rifle Brigade pocket.
Like a nice little lob wedge approach shot there from Hogan Jackson. Just got a little backspin on it, and it spun out of bounds.
He really had no option to go to, so it was a good result.
Ball chucked back into play. Miller and again Strawn and Pilcher just decide to have a bit of wrestle in terms of the ruck work. Miller came third man up and knocked it down, but it forces another ball up. We might even get the ruckman to contest this one, Jackson. That seems a novel idea. Pilcher and Strawn go up. Again, Strawn up early. Beat Pilcher to it. Wilson roved it well. Handball to Schumacher. Handball to Harvey. Off through traffic. Johns, that was class. To the top of the square. 2-on-1 for the Bloods. Nolder in the hole. Couldn't take the mark. Took the footy. Under pressure. Gave it up. Murrell had it stolen from him by Pilcher. His handball forward. Chopped off by Miller coming the other way for South Bendigo. A long looping kick outside defensive 50 for Jake Miller. It came from Isaiah. Stringer did well. Handball around the corner to Payne. Gets on the right boot. Back inside forward 50 for the Storm. Bartholomew was given a big old shove. And Tommy Beale earned another free kick. He's kicked both goals for his side so far. It's a bit of a one-man band down forward at the moment for Strathfieldsaye. He'll go back and kick for his third.
He's been good, as you say, Joel. 2 goals already, and I'm reliably informed by Richard Jones too that he had 1 goal 10 leading into today's game. So the Storm supporters have been a bit disgruntled with his goal-kicking efforts so far this season, but they'd be pleased with what he's produced so far today.
Absolutely they would. Let's see if he can get number 3. Kicked one from this spot before. 40 out, slight angle, comes in. This time he misses. And it's only one behind, but he's had a lively first term as Tommy Bartholomew. 2-4-16 the Storm. They've missed a couple of opportunities. Could be further in front. The Bloods are 1-1-7. 22 gone in the first term on Big Footy, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Isaiah Miller plays to himself with the kicking duties and decides to go short. He goes to the back pocket where he finds Braden Sheehan. So he'll just assess his options. Will Braden Sheen, and he goes the conservative approach down the line. Bryce Curnow defensively for the Storm tries to lock it inside their front half of the ground. He taps it towards the boundary line. The ball ricochets between the two sides until eventually it comes out to Hogan. He puts it inside 50 to the 100 gamer, Jake Hall, who has it 40 metres out from goal on a very slight angle.
Yes, that was poor checking there by the South defence. Jake Hall had been standing there for quite some time with nobody on him, and the ball came out, and it was an easy spot up for young Hogan.
Jake Hall, he would love to get a goal early in this milestone match. He's actually the leading goal scorer for the Storm out on the park this afternoon, 11 for the season, but he misses to the left-hand side on this occasion, and only the minus score. So another blemish on the scoreboard for the Storm. They have wasted some opportunities in this opening quarter. 2 goals, 5-17 of the Storm. The Bloods 1-1-7, 24 minutes gone in the opening quarter, thanks to Aussie Disposals on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So Tonkin does the kick-in duties again for South Bendigo. A high ball for Jake Miller. Losing it through the pack there was Harvey. It came out through Bartels. He goes a quick little kick in towards Petromonaco. Handball off to Hindle. Gets back around on the right foot. Kicks a wobbly one inside forward 50. Strawn's going to have to do a bit of work against Trollope. Trollope did well and just held him off the footy. Put it to ground with one hand. Turnover though. The Bloods have got the ball. Strawn 40 metres out from his goal. Handball to Hindle. Had it and lost it. Might have got rid of it illegally. Umpire gave Storm nothing for it. Now Payne one way the other. Handball back to Harvey. Last line of defence for the Storm. Little one around the corner was clever on the left boot, and he got it to Geary. Geary will come out wide for Hogan, so they worked themselves out of trouble well, Strathfieldsaye, and Hogan's got it at half-back broadcast side.
They did that patiently at the Strathfieldsaye Storm, and they were rewarded. Then Hogan's kick to Jake Hall was a good one, but Jake Hall dropped an absolute sitter on his chest, and it ricocheted out of the field of play. So we'll have it thrown back in, right in front of the interchange gates on the grandstand side. A solid crowd here this afternoon too, it must be said, at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Ball was thrown back in. About 20 players at least around this contest. Riley Hogan put his head over the football, but Jake Smythe got the clearance. A hurried ball. Oh. It's bouncing. It's bouncing. It's a couple of metres away from the goal. Also there on the last line defence, though, was Simmons for the Storm. He spoils the party. Clears towards halfback. Jake Hall attacks it. So too does Shannon Geary, the skipper. He elects to have a bounce. He's got a shadow enclosing on him, but he gets a kick away just in the nick of time. It comes out to Hogan. He takes a couple on. Pirouettes around another, hand passes to Pilcher. He kicks it goal, but across the face, and he's sprayed it badly. Out of bounds on the full, so still a 10-point lead to the Storm.
And good work from young Hogan there. He's been very lively in this first quarter.
He's a really attacking player, Riley Hogan. Maybe Robert Walls was right for all those years, Norm. Don't handball to Ruckman.
Well, that's true, yeah. We just... unfortunately, Pilcher couldn't cap off the good work.
Would have seen young Riley's probably thinking, I shouldn't have been so selfless. Ball back in the middle. Cesare goes through. He had it and lost it. Comes out the back toward Murrell, who picks it up. Third senior game for Zeb Murrell this afternoon. Kicks a long ball inside forward. 50. Pilcher, big, tall mark. 40 metres out directly in front. Gee, that was a good grab. Well done from Murrell. Assessed the situation nicely. Kicked to the hot spot, and Big Pilch takes a good grab.
And he's got a chance to atone for his last shot at goal, but this time straight in front.
Can't possibly kick it any worse if it's any consolation, Norm.
Well, I think he kicked the last one straight, but he kicked it where he was running.
Let's hope he kicks this one where he's running, which should be straight towards goal, because he's 40 out. He's directly in front. Kicking to the city end is Michael Pilcher. At the 26.5-minute mark, he comes in, he fires, and he kicks the goal. Pilcher gets his first of the game and then just proceeds to have a bit of a wrestle with Daniel Nolder and just maybe let the Storm, all the South boys know about it. 3-5-23 the Storm. South Bendigo 1-1-7. 26.5 gone in the first term. Thanks to Aussie Disposals on Big Footy as they continue to have a bit of a wrestle down there, Jackson, and absolutely nothing comes of it because Michael Pilcher's going to run off the ground.
He will. Not much in that fracas. Plenty of words exchanged and plenty around the scene, but no one doing much at all, it must be said. So field umpire Damien Nolan has it back in the middle. He throws the ball aloft in the air, and Bryce Curnow was up in that ruck contest for the Storm as the siren sounded to conclude this opening term. So at the first change, it is the Strathfieldsaye Storm. 3 goals, 5-23, leading South Bendigo 1-1-7. A competitive start to the Bloods, but Strathfieldsaye Storm with the upper hand in that opening term. We'll be back with the second quarter shortly, with the Storm ahead by 16 points as we head into it on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Continuing
this afternoon, so he hasn't kicked any.
He did boot 7 though yesterday, so a terrific performance by him, the Inglewood skipper, and their huge 111-point win over Serpentine. But we're talking all things BFL now, with the Storm leading by 16 points as we begin the second term on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Goal kick is being impeccably kept by yourself this afternoon, Jackson. Ball underway. Whelan got it out to Frew. He got it to Cesare, to Sheehan. The Bloods in control off the opening bounce of this second term. Sheehan drives a low ball toward half forward. Not a fantastic kick in truth. Smith got back there, that of the Nick variety for the Strathfieldsaye Storm. Handball's off to Jones. Little underground ball from Curnow. Found his teammate there in Sheehan. It was a very interesting kick, Jackson. Murrell went through. Handball turned over. Howe got it to Shaw. Shaw, that's an awful ball back to Curnow. Not sure what voice he heard. Might have just come off the instep. Simmons goes through. Handball back to Curnow in front of the scoreboard for the Storm. Down the line. Kick nearly found Cesare. Bloods back with the footy here. Cesare picks it up. His kick inside forward 50. All too easily marked. Johns and Smith raffled it. Smith, the beneficiary, who runs out of half back.
And he went up towards centre wing where he was looking for Schumacher. Dropped the mark he could have taken, but Callan Smith followed up. And then he gave the hand pass out wide there towards Muirhead, who goes towards half forward. And the ball goes into dispute once more, so we'll have it thrown up. It's at right half forward for the Strathfieldsaye Storm. They attack to the Barnard Street end in this second term, leading by 16 points, 1 minute in to this second term. On Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM. Nick Smith puts his head over the football, gets the rope, kicks it inside 50. Tonkin leaves the footy behind, gives Bartholomew half a chance. He puts his head over the footy, and he might be pinned for holding the ball. He is indeed, and Michael Tonkin will take the free kick in the back pocket for the Bloods.
Got it out to Sheehan, did Tonkin. About 40 metres out from his defensive goal. They break for him broadcast side, but he's really not going to have too much tall timber to kick to. He goes to Hindle, who worked hard. Good work from Charlton Hindle, led all the way from the centre of the ground to find that football at half-back for the Bloods. Into the centre, dangerous kick turned over. Here's Smith, handball off to Johns. Johns runs to 55, sends it to the pocket. No one home though. Numbers with South Bendigo. They'll run it out through Tonkin. Gets it on the right boot. A long ball down the line. Absolute shocker. Wobbly looking thing, Jackson. And it's marked by Curnow. Still at half forward. Probably a kick and a half from goal for the Storm.
Read the play like a book, did Curnow, to chop that one off.
In truth, if it's a book, it was probably about a five-page long picture story one. It was pretty easy to read.
Well, he was a fan of Specky McGee, I dare say, growing up, Bryce Curnow, but I think he's a pretty intelligent lad from my time with him at Catholic College, Bryce, I must admit. He goes towards the pocket and it goes out of bounds.
Very kind to him there, Jackson. Very charitable.
No, I do genuinely think that. I think he did okay at school.
But as in the first quarter, South's disposal hasn't been up to scratch. I mean, there was no pressure on that kick and it was kicked straight to Bryce.
Ball's thrown back in, Strawn out, muscled in the ruck contest by the smallest man on the ground, Shannon Geary, who not only did the ruck work, but then quickly put it inside 50 and he kicked it behind. The Storm are 3 goals, 6-24. The Bloods 1-1-7 on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
First score of this second term to Geary, who may have taken offence to being called the smallest man on the ground, to be honest, Jackson. I think Braden Sheehan might have something to say about that. Darcy Shield as well. Ball comes outside, defensive 50 now for the Storm. That's beautiful from Johns. Gets through one, then kicks a copter into the forward pocket. It'll bounce back to Tonkin. Needs to be better with this kick. He is on the right boot down the outer side of the ground. Shaw and Murrell, 45 v 46. A lot of numbers in that duel and a lot of hair in it too. Neither can find the football over the line and it'll be thrown back in on the outer side at right half forward for Strathfieldsaye. 3-6 the Storm, 1-1 the Bloods. Can you see any structural changes for either side, Normie?
No, not at this stage. Danny Charles has gone with the same defence that he had in the first quarter.
That'll be Brady Charles.
Ball
chucked back in. You're 1-1 on those ones so far today, Norm. Came out through the big fella in Strawn. Sheehan there for Strathfieldsaye. Handball through traffic to Johns. He's taken down in a good strong tackle. Ball flicked out the back for the Bloods. Chazari's got nowhere to go with the footy though. He's held up at half forward. Had to turn the footy over in the end. Miller went through. He's well tackled by Sheehan. Dumped into the turf. Oh, and it's a ball up. 52 out from the goal for the Bloods, and again, no one home inside forward 50 Norm. Stymied their movement, but they've got an opportunity here.
As I said at quarter time, they've got to get somebody forward when they get the ball.
It's on the paint of 50 for the Bloods. A big fist inside 50 by Blair Whelan. The Storm defence gets back there first, but the Bloods put their head over the football. Some good determined work there by the Bloods forward line. Comes out to Jaden Sheen. He kicks a high ball across the face of goal. Through in the opposite forward pocket, attacks it. He outmuscles an opponent, gives the hand pass off, snap on goal, round the body by Connaughton, goes across the face, then the quick look away hand pass. It comes towards Hindle, but he had the ball forced away from him and it goes through for a rush behind. So the South Bendigo side go to 1-2-8. The Storm are 3-6-24 thanks to Bendigo Bank on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Good kick, Moorhead. Got it over the top. In fact, it was Harvey who got it to Martin. Turned it over though. And a high contact. Will come to Josh Shaw for South Bendigo. Handball to Connaughton. Needs to make a good decision into the forward line for Miller, who took Martin high. And there's a little bit on here again. These two sides have a little bit of a wrestle. Storm will come with it off half-back as Johns throws a few at Connaughton. And they have a good old fisticuffs, those two. A little bit better than the one we saw in the first quarter, Jackson. Bit more in that. Whelan goes through. He's taken down by Schumacher. Ball locked up again and balled up. A little bit of feeling between these two sides.
A little bit of spite out there. Both sides giving it their all, and it's great to see.
Maybe they're just disappointed they've both got to go to work tomorrow. They're just a little bit frustrated. Ball down the line. Kerno comes out. Big double fister. Straight to Shaw. Got it to Rogerson. 55 out from goal. Into the forward pocket for Frew. Comes out and meets it. Did well to Bartels. He'll handle it all over to the top to Sheehan. Sheehan 35 out. Back to Bartels, and they buggered it up, South Bendigo. Sheehan comes through. He's locked up the footy. Smith in there as well. Bartels battles hard. A little bit more push and shove. Ball on the deck. We'll have a ball up, 45 out, and they absolutely snuffed that one up. The Bloods had a big opportunity there. 6.5 gone in the second term. Don't believe everything the scoreboard says. It's a 16-point lead to the Storm.
Just watching Bryce Kerno, he might have winded himself a bit there. He's at the back of the pack for the Storm, just taking a while to regain his composure. Brad Wright, he was pushed off the football.
Free kick, Dale Caldwell, the out-of-zone umpire, paid the free kick that was absolutely there for the high tackle to Smith.
So he'll take it, Nick Smith, across half-back, and a blood rule too.
Yep, Connaughton's coming off.
So the skipper, Aaron Connaughton, will go to the pine for a little spell to clean up that liquid with the blood rule.
The good thing about that last passage of play, though, boys, is that at least South had players forward of the ball when they got the ball.
Yeah, they had some kind of structure, which they've lacked pretty sorely for most of this game, in truth.
Blair Whelan comes onto the ground to replace Connaughton as Nick Smith shields the sun with his eyes and then went short with a little chip over the top to Kalangiri. He looks around and decides to go for a little short pass over the top again, and he's got it off to Brad Stringer. So it's a very slow course at the moment for the Strathfieldsaye Storm as they look to progress out of the back half of the ground to half forward. But the South Bendigo defence did well here through Jacob Smythe, and they get the footy back. He goes across the ground to Bartels, to the swimming pool side now, and Highwood receives the footy. He goes short, back to Bartels, through the centre. He elects to take the game on. He opts to go straight down the guts with his kick, long inside 50, towards Petra Monaco. He had it fisted away from him. Also there is Hindle front and centre. Ball goes away from him, however. Quick kick around the body from Petra Monaco. And now the Storm get the footy back in defence, and they'll clear beautifully, courtesy of Fergus Payne.
Yeah, Howe had a little bit of space there. Couldn't thread the handball through. And the ball trickles out of play on the outer side. It'll be thrown back in. They probably should have got a goal from that one, Normie. Maybe Howe would have been better served to just tap it over the top instead of taking possession of the ball.
Well, that's right. He had, at least, as I said, they've got players forward of the football. He had a bloke in the open there. He was going to handball, but unfortunately wasn't able to.
Strawn with a big fly. Got it down. Bartel so strong through that pack. Kick inside forward 50, though, overcooked for Miller, and Sheehan gets back and marks. Started well in this second term as Jam Sheehan. Kick out wide for Jones, who handled the footy like a cake of soap. Went back and got it, though, inside defensive 50 for Simmons. So Simmons with the footy. 40 out from the defensive goal for the Storm. 9 played, second term. Storm by 16 points. Oh, Murrell dropped what he should have taken. Got away with it in the end. Did well. Little backtracking work down the line. Kick stolen by Smythe. Will he be able to keep it in? He won't. Over the boundary line and out of play, and it'll be thrown back in. Outer side of the ground, half forward for South Bendigo, kick and a half from home. The Storm 3-6, the Bloods 1-2. Monday afternoon football to complete the Queen's Birthday long weekend on Big Footy. Joel Peterson, Norm Jenkin and Jackson Saunders with you on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
The cake of soap, though, Joel, I must admit, doesn't sound too good. I won't be coming to your place for dessert if that's what's on offer. Payne across half back for the Storm, goes up towards the defensive side of centre wing, and Nick Smith chops it off.
Chuck it in the oven at 240 for half an hour. It's not too bad, Jackson. You'd be surprised.
He goes down the line towards centre wing, as Hall called for it, but the ball was fisted away from him, and in fact a free kick was picked out to Highwood. He switches across the ground. He was looking for Isaiah Miller. He was set an almighty task, had a couple against him, and the Storm fisted it to ground level and then brought the ball into dispute.
Game's just in a bit of a stalemate at the moment, isn't it, Norm?
It is in a bit of a stalemate, Joel. One thing I have noticed is when Storm's done the switch today, the rest of the players haven't been onto it.
Hindle for the Bloods attacked it, but Fergus Payne got it back for the Strathfieldsaye Storm. He receives the footy now off Jamison Sheen, and he kicks inside 50, does Payne beautifully to the leading player of Tom Bartholomew, who's taken it on his chest.
That's a ball and a half from Payne. That was an outrageous kick.
At right half forward, so Bartholomew puts it to the tip of the goal square, and a great mark. He used his strength superbly, did the big ruckman for the Storm in Michael Pilcher. and he'll kick from pretty much point-blank range directly in front.
Got lucky then too, did Pilcher, because Geary came over the top of Strawn and got nowhere near it, and Pilcher was just standing behind him and gobbled it up.
Yes, I think Strawn was hoping for a free kick
Yes.
there when Geary came early.
Thinking you're spot on, Normie.
If you're travelling along Barnard Street approaching the QEO, look out, because Michael Pilcher, well, the net saved you, thankfully. He's put it straight through, but it hasn't landed on Barnard Street.
Put the roof up on your convertible.
And the Storm go to 4 goals, 6:30 at the Queen Elizabeth Oval, leading the South Bendigo side. That's their home ground, 1-8 on Big Footy. Bendigo's Fresh FM, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
And that was better football by Storm there. They were able to switch the ball, get it onto the swimming pool side wing, and excellent spot-up kick to Bartholomew, who had a 5-metre break. And when a forward gets a 5-metre break, you hit him up like that, he's certainly going to take the mark. Got it into Pilcher, who made no mistake.
Yeah, he's been super, Fergus Payne, and that was Player of the Day contender so far this afternoon, and what's been a pretty dour old game. Bit of a defensive struggle between these two sides, as we forecast it might have been, as the ball's locked up still in the centre circle, and we'll have a ball up. Dale Caldwell, the 2015 umpire of the year for the BWA. Well, BUA chucks it up, stolen by Connaughton out of that pack for the Bloods, up towards half forward, no one home, and Stringer takes the mark low down. Handball around the corner to Sheehan, who's had a stack of it in this second term, just scythes the ball down the outer side wing for Geary of the Callan variety. He marks between, what are those trees on the outer side there, Jackson? Any idea? Elm, or you might know, Norm?
I think they are, Joel, yes.
Plenty of leaves over there during the week. Good to see the council have been in and just cleaned those up. Sheehan's got it again. Comes to the broadcast side wing this time. Finds Curnow, who pops it over the top for Martin. He'll get on the right boot, inside forward 50. That's a lovely kick just over the head of Pilcher. Couldn't find the target. Right went through. Fresh airied as he tried to boot it outside his defensive 50. 40 out from the Storm goal. Battling hard there's Schumacher. Dived upon by Strawn. They all fire in. Bartholomew tries to run away with it. He's going nowhere. Ball locked up. And we'll have a ball up. Right on forward 50 for the Storm. South Bendigo Social Rooms pocket. Strathfieldsaye 4-6. South 1-2. 13 gone in the second term on Big Footy.
Great tackle there by Rogerson in defence for the Bloods. Bartholomew can't get the footy out. Rogerson does, though. He got it off to Hindle for the Bloods. He kicks hurriedly out of the defensive zone. But for how long? Payne does well for the Storm. His hand pass goes astray, however. Caught in a fierce tackle there was Braden Sheen for the
Welcome to
Bloods.
senior football.
Ball ricochets to the defensive side of the pack for the Strathfieldsaye Storm. Bryce Curnow loops a wide hand pass out towards
He got him
Johns.
back.
To Curnow. He's caught in a great
He
tackle.
got him back.
Oh, excellent for the young fella there. That was his second good effort, because after the first one he was in and at it and then had a second go.
Absolutely magnificent by Braden Sheen. He lays off the hand pass to Connaughton, the skipper,
No
who
one
goes to
home.
half forward for Frew. But as you point, Joel, no one to kick to whatsoever for Frew. So he's forced to chip short to Hindle, or Highwood in fact. He dodges around a couple, puts it inside 50. Jaden Sheen, he goes to ground as he tries to excavate the footy off ground level, but to no avail, and we'll have a ball up about 40 metres away from the Bloods' home.
4-6-30 Storm, 1-2-8 South Bendigo, 14.5 gone, second term. Here's Hall. He's going to stream away from the contest inside defensive 50 and kick it to his imaginary friend. Jake Smythe's going to get back there and collect it for the Bloods. Broadcast side centre wing comes short to Blair Whelan. Missing the other Whelan this afternoon. Whelan played on. He was called to by Damien Nolan. He was tackled by Wilson, and he's got to be gone because he didn't try to get rid of it. Nolan called play on, wasn't heard by Whelan. Here's Johns, chips it over the top. Geary will pick it up, run into an open goal. Little chip over the top. Good work to Hogan. And Hogan marks 15 out directly in front. Just a bit of a communication breakdown there. Whelan didn't hear the call for play on. Wilson was good, came streaming off the bench, wrapped him up. Good game awareness from Geordie Wilson. And now Hogan will have a shot at goal.
It was, but I thought he might have got in the area a little bit too early, Joel, and it could quite easily have been a free to 50 metre to south.
So Hogan comes in, 20 metres out, right foot kick is a goal, as you'd expect from that range. And Strathfieldsaye get their second of the term, their fifth of the game. 5-6-36 the Storm, 1-2-8 South Bendigo, 15.5 gone second term. Thanks to Bendigo Bank on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM on the Queen's birthday Monday afternoon.
And that was just reward for Hogan. After all his good efforts in the first quarter, his disposal into the forward line was excellent in that first quarter, and it was great to see him on the end of that one and be able to make the most of it, because you get a little bit frustrated when your forwards aren't converting when you get the ball forward, and it was great to see him able to convert after he was given one in response for all his efforts in the first quarter. 4
unanswered goals now for the Strathfieldsaye Storm, so the Blood desperately need one if they're to remain within striking distance, but that task is made harder with Hall clearing from the centre. He goes to half forward. Johns gets the loose ball.
Free kick.
Throw. There was a throw against Johns.
Billy Slater hand pass.
And so Highwood takes the kick in defence for South Bendigo.
Storm won 46-0 the other day, Norm.
Yes, another good win there, Joel. That's the 4th time this year they've kept an opposition scoreless.
He goes short to Rogerson, who was recruited from Mildura in the off-season. Kick goes wide to right. Little chip down the line, back edge of the centre square. And it's taken there by Jake Miller. He switches across the ground for Highwood. The kick wasn't all that good for him, so he'll have to trap it on the first bounce, Highwood. Then his kick was smothered by the opposite number 17 on the ground in Wilson of the Strathfieldsaye Storm, but then Connaughton gets it back for the Bloods. He goes short to right. There's a Storm player down, taking a while to get up.
Geordie Wilson, I reckon.
Yes, Connaughton
on his haunches.
Yes, Connaughton hit him nice, a nice physical contest, and then made the most of it when he got the ball.
As the ball's received by Sheen, and he goes to half forward, looking for a Bloods player there in Bartels.
Up and moving now is Geordie Wilson, which is good to see, making his way to the contest as the Bloods get a free kick from this.
Bartels are starting to get a bit of the ball this quarter.
Good young player, like him around the ball more than down forward. He really attacks the contest with pace, and he's a really dynamic clearance player too. He's a kick and a half from home here. Still inside the centre square, wants to tee it up long on the right boot. Strawn in the area, stands his ground, knocked away, coming through Petra Monaco, couldn't take it. High tackle, free kick will go to Strathfieldsaye and Fergus Payne, who has been absolutely outstanding in this game so far.
Clumsy tackle there, Joel. Should have made more of that. Had a chance to have a shot at goal.
Payne comes out. That's a beautiful kick. Still inside his defensive 50, but he finds a teammate in Stringer, who's had a bit of it today so far. Out wide for Hall, or netball court side of the ground. Geary takes it on the run. Handball to Smith. That was Callan Smith over the top to Pilcher. The Mosquito fleet links up with a big man. Now handball back into Geary. He's going to come into the centre of the ground for Johns. Horrible kick, and Chisari marks for the Bloods in the centre.
He did that too easily, Chisari, and he turned that kick over too easily.
Didn't see Trollope coming off the bench.
He said thank you very much as he waltzed back onto the ground. Trollope a high ball up towards half forward. But South Bendigo do well. Chisari tries to redeem himself, gets the hand pass out, and they're working it patiently. Shaw, hand pass back towards Chisari. Goes one way, then the other. He's slung around in the tackle as he gets boot to ball. Kick goes forward a few metres. And it's marked there by Hindle. He's got a short presentation down the line from Braden Torpey. Instead elects to go more centrally. A terrific mark taken by Jake Miller. He turns onto the right boot, hoists the kick high. Hung a long time in the air. Braden Torpey's trying to rove in defence. He overran the footy there, did Fergus Payne. Gives Bartels half a chance. He's being opposed in defence, though, beautifully by the Strathfieldsaye defence led by Jamison Sheen and Stringer. And it goes through for a rush behind.
I wouldn't have thought there was any pressure on that Storm defender then when he walked that ball over the line.
They don't have the deliberate rule in Bendigo footy, Normie.
Oh, right.
So there may not have been, but it doesn't really matter. So a little one from Harvey. He gets it out wide to Curnow. They really have struggled to hit the scoreboard in this game, South Bendigo. We knew it would be a problem coming in, but they've kicked 1 goal 3 in 45 minutes of football. Here's Pilcher on the outer side. The big fella's got it. Centre wing on the pool side of the ground. That's a lovely kick to Hall. Hall's got a few runners. Might just go himself. He does. Right foot kick. Beautiful ball for Schumacher. And young Angus has got it. He'll pop it over the top and give it to his skipper who goals. That's good policy from Angus Schumacher. He'll be in the side later in the year because he's fed his skipper a goal. Nice work. 6-6-42 Strathfieldsaye, 139 South Bendigo. We've played 20 minutes here in this second term. Thanks to Aussie Disposals on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yes, you made the comment there, Joel, that South Bendigo have found it hard to hit the scoreboard, but you can't doubt their endeavour and their attack on the football. Just a little bit sloppy with delivery into the forward line.
Yeah, a little bit, and Jake Hall will be very nervous now, Jackson, because Shannon Geary just drew level with him on the goal kicking on the season.
Bit of rivalry between those two.
I think Hall would be wanting to hold on to that title, especially in his 100th.
No doubt about that. Dale Caldwell resumes proceedings. Pilcher palms it down. He beat Jake Miller in that ruck contest. Ball hits the deck and we'll need to repeat that process all over again. So it's the Strathfieldsaye Storm. 6-6-42, leading South Bendigo 139 on a marvellous Monday afternoon at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. The weather is a treat on this winter's afternoon, and a whistle's been blown here. Free kick for a high tackle.
It's a treat apart from the fact it's -7.
And it'll go to Harvey for the Storm. We're in the afternoon though, Joel. He goes off to Callan Smith. Kick goes wide. And the mark's been taken by Jamison Sheen at left half forward.
Good grab.
He'll try and open up the angle as he puts it towards centre half forward. Oh, great effort there by Stringer. He almost took the mark, but he tapped it to his own advantage, ran onto the footy and put it through for a goal. So the Storm advanced to 7 goals, 6-48. South Bendigo are 139, so they've kicked 4 goals to zip in this quarter, have the Storm. 22 minutes elapsed in this second quarter, thanks to Aussie Disposals on Big Footy, Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So young Brad there learning from older brother in the way he played that then. Hit the ball hard, knocked it to the ground in the marking contest and followed up and made the most of his opportunity.
Brad, the younger of the two.
Brad is the younger of the two.
There you go.
No,
I reckon he is older.
Brad's older, yeah.
And Jake Stringer, of course, Brad's brother. Nice work. Wouldn't have been too displeased with his brother's efforts there, I wouldn't have thought. Ball back in the middle. Smythe goes through, tackled by Geary. Brought to the deck and a ball up. 10 metres forward of centre circle for the Strathfieldsaye Storm, who have had all the running in this term. 4 goals, 1 for them. 1 goal, 3 in the game for South Bendigo. Strawn goes up over Pilcher. Bartels did well, shoveled it out on the second attempt to Connaughton. In fact, it was Howe who kicked a high ball inside forward 50. Big fly from Rogerson, the smallest man in the pack. Came out to Stringer, the last goal kicker. Tumbles a ball down the line. Miller did well, stood under it. Busted 1 tackle, busted a second. Kick up toward half forward for Shaw, who stands under the footy. The Bloods with a chance. Left foot kick from Josh Shaw inside forward 50 is pretty average. And it's cut off by Simmons, who handballs to Sheehan, who handballs to Payne. The latter two have had a stack of it this afternoon, as has this man, Jake Hall, who marks just defensive side of centre wing.
He goes down the line. Bryce Curno's lurking across half forward. It's fisted away from him, though, beautifully by Daniel Nalder. And out of bounds, right in front of the South Bendigo dugout, where Brady Childs, in his first season as coach, watches on. Ball will be thrown back in. It's spinning back into play. Strawn palms it over his head, but Bryce Curnow got it back for the Storm, only momentarily though, because Rogerson will now receive, or will he, on centre wing? Just! It was centimetre perfect, you'd have to say, as it went out of bounds once more. So we'll have it thrown back in. True centre wing position, with the Storm leading by 39 points at the 24-minute mark of this second quarter.
Storm just winning all the footy around the contest at the moment. This time Curnow up in the ruck against Strawn. Highwood came off the back half of the stoppage, went through, was taken down by Wilson. He's opposite number 17. We've got a ball up, still forward of centre for the Strathfieldsaye Storm on the grandstand side of the ground here. Sunny day at the QEO, but very, very wintry conditions indeed. Sheehan went through the pack, kick around the corner from Cesare, who his usage of the ball has been, let's say, less than ideal this afternoon, Norm. This man in Sheehan, who hasn't had an opponent for most of this quarter, has been very good. Got it to Murrell. He'll go over the top to Moorhead. And that was an unfortunate kick. He had to kick it about 15 metres and he missed his target probably by 2. Out of bounds on the fall. Let's see if Cesare can do any better than his last attempt. He'll take the footy between wing and half back on the grandstand side. Plays on, right foot kick down the line. Good mark coming in from the back from Whelan. Got a nice block in front of the pack. Oh, gee, handball to Connaughton. Put him under pressure. Rogerson might mark here. 55 out from goal. Wants an option inside forward 50. Miller wants it going back to the square, as does Howe. There's a big pack of pigeons down there as well. They could be trouble for anyone leading into that area. Rogerson's got it. He's held up. 55 fire from home. Just dinks a little 9-iron into the forward pocket. Petra Monaco flies, Miller the same. Ball knocked away from both of them, and it's over the line and out of bounds and be thrown back into play. 20 out from the south goal. They're 1-3. The Storm 7-6. Strathfieldsaye by 39 points at the 26-minute mark on Big Footy.
Pretty much all the players on the ground, it seems, inside the forward 50 for South Bendigo. It'll make it hard work for them, but Connaughton will try and find his way through the maze. He kicks it inside 50, but chopping it off is Payne, who does well. He gives the hand pass off to Harvey. Clear and kick in front of our broadcast position. It's received by Bartholomew. 2 goals in the opening term.
You've been quieter in this one.
And this term concludes right now with the siren sounding. So it is Strathfieldsaye leading 7 goals, 6-48 to South Bendigo, 1-3-9. The Storm dominated that quarter, with the Bloods only adding 2 behinds, while the Strathfieldsaye Storm kicked 4 goals in that quarter of footy. Norm, what do you make of the first half?
Well, the first half, I thought, even although Storm put the score on the board that quarter, South had plenty of the football.